I've always been drawn to Cyprus. It's a Mediterranean island with a complicated past, a mix of cultures, and a unique connection to Greece and Turkey, two of my favorite places to visit. It's part European, part Middle Eastern, and right in the middle of everything. History, food, beaches, Cyprus has always seemed to me to have it all. So when I realized I could squeeze a stop into my travel plans in the bustling port city of Larnaca, I didn't hesitate. And with a long weekend ahead to explore the Republic of Cyprus, I landed with no real plan. Just curiosity and a willingness to see where the journey would take me. So once I landed at Larnaca, after some searching around, I found the information counter for Cyprus public transport tucked away behind an escalator.
The bus stop is up. You cross the bridge, you turn left at the end of the roadside is the bus stop.
Okay.
If you decide to pay the driver cash, always cash. No,
Okay.
they don't accept card.
They make change for like 10, 20.
Until 10. 20 they don't accept.
So after a few useful pointers and getting a better understanding of the bus network in Cyprus, I headed over to the bus stop. It's okay? Two people?
€4
And in the first 5 minutes, I already found something cool on the bus route. There's just this huge, massive salt sea here that you get to go on a public bus through, and the public bus only costs €2.40.
10, 10, 20, 20, 10, please.
I don't have it like that much money. Sorry, no, unfortunately not.
No, 10, 10, 20, 20, 10.
It's really important that you have close to exact change on these buses because they do not carry large bills. And you can't pay with a card either unless you buy it from a special station. So it's not exactly public transport for beginners over here, but it's pretty good and I think it seems reliable. Plus the amount of money that they were charging over here for a car rental or just a transfer to the city was absurd. So I'm good taking the buses around. They might be a little bit slower. But I did not just come here to take a bus. And I'm really looking forward to what I'm going to find on this island. It is divided by 3 different countries. I don't know where the bus stop will be though. I think this must be it. It might not get you exactly where you want to go, but pretty close. So I made my way to the hotel I'd booked. I can't check in quite yet, but they let us leave our bags here and they'll let us check in 30 minutes, which is still an hour and a half early, so that's nice. And with about a half hour to spare, I headed out into the street. The Potbelly. Hungry. Hi.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. We're looking to eat some sandwiches, I think.
Yeah, we have a pulled pork with chicken sandwich burgers.
Okay. What's the most popular sandwich?
You have like, for the pork, it's a Gangster Paradise.
Okay, so one Gangster's Paradise?
Yeah.
The sandwich was actually pretty good for a random place that just happened to be near my hotel. And when it comes to staying in Cyprus, it's actually not the cheapest place to stay, especially if you want to stay in like a nice hotel or something. Those kind of places are really expensive here. But I did happen to find this, I guess it's like an apartment suites or apartment hotel type place. It's just locally run and it's called Jimmy's Suites. I'm not really sure who Jimmy is, but I assume it's the guy that owns this. We can check out the bathroom here. It's well enough equipped, I think. There's like a little vanity kit, got some soap. Nothing super fancy, but it looks functional. Shower gel and what is that? Shampoo. I think they're Greek or Cypriot products. No, it's made in Greece. And then, yeah, a little shower. There's no bathtub or anything, but I think it's very functional. And I'm gonna bet that there's something to see out here because it seems like there's something to see everywhere here, actually. There's kind of a nice little view. I mean, you can see the seaway in the distance there, and then a lot of the buildings here are just, they have that, I don't know, it's that Greek white building vibe, you could say, I guess. So that's pretty. And I guess those are all places to keep the rainwater on top of the roofs. Interesting. Plus Cyprus it's just like kind of hilly and it's a pretty place. You can see in the distance there's these hills. And I mean, I haven't really explored Cyprus much yet, but I will. And I've got 3 days here, so that's enough to see something, I think at least. But the actual room itself, I mean, it's pretty nice. I swear that I had asked for like a queen or a king bed, but it's 2 twins. Makes no difference really. And then behind me, this giant TV, which I won't really be using as usual, but the beds seem functional, actually quite good. They're kind of hard, just the way I like them. I mean, actually at home, I've just started to sleep on a Japanese tatami mat, so hard mattress when traveling is just about perfect. There's a nice little table where you can work or chill, whatever. And I mean, well, the decorations are kind of, I guess you'd call them generic. It's like London and London, the tube, and then London and something from Paris. You see this a lot in Europe, to be honest. I mean, If you're not from Europe, maybe it seems like something unique or cool, but if you spend a lot of time traveling in Europe, it's kind of just like every local place seems to have that, and some chains also have it. So I mean, it's neither here nor there. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think really the highlight of this place is the balcony. I think it's really important when you're in Cyprus or Greece, and I'm comparing Cyprus a lot to Greece, even though it's not Greece, because it's a similar culture. I think it's really important that you should have a balcony, because I don't know, life here is just kind of outdoors as far as I know. But I mean, it's my first day in Cyprus, even my second hour here, so we'll see if it's really outdoors. But balcony's nice, and that's the street I walked in on. So I think it's a pretty good deal, because this place actually only cost me like $65 a night. I don't know. The hotels were charging maybe upwards 300 euros plus, so that's a lot cheaper. That's basically like, well, I'm staying here for 3 nights, but you could get 4 nights here for the price of one in one of the more luxury or even just luxe hotels here. Plus, it's like maybe 34 degrees Celsius today, and they've got an air conditioner. That's really important, because not every single place here seems to have air conditioning. And on top of that, there's a few, I guess you could call them luxury commodities. It's possible to iron your clothes here because there's that iron, and then there's no ironing board that I see, but you can always make do with just the iron. And then little drawers, some places to store clothes, hangers, and there's a little kitchen. I don't believe there's a stove, but there is a kitchen area, so you can prepare some food here, store stuff. There's a few pieces of cutlery, and then 2 plates. Not much else in there, actually. Interesting. Jimmy, did you forget to put the pots back? That's really all they have as far as the cookware and stuff like that goes. But I guess, okay, 2 plates. I can go to the grocery store and make a salad at least. There's something. And they've got a little coffee set up. This stuff is really popular in this region. Like, Cyprus sort of is the Middle East. I guess geographically it's the Middle East. There's a lot of like a European culture here, like a Greek culture, so it's hard to say. But in this region, this Nescafe stuff is really popular. In fact, the Greek Frappuccino is just based on this Nescafe, and that's really the only way that I would even consider drinking Nescafe. It's just so flavorless and pretty terrible. Luckily, I brought my own coffee, as I usually do. And oh yeah, there's also a fridge. So if you want to live here for a few days and not have to spend too much money going to restaurants and stuff like that, it seems more or less possible. It might not be in a super luxury state. And for $65 a night, I don't think I can complain at all. But with the sunset fast approaching, it was time to check out the local beach in Larnaca. It's just a short walk away from where I'm staying. There's a boardwalk area next to the beach, and the beach itself is kind of a mixture of dirt and sand. But the Mediterranean is always nice for a little dip when it's warm enough. And the Mediterranean Sea is beautiful, but this beach is filthy. And seeing all that, I knew I'd have to prioritize finding some cleaner and nicer sand beaches outside of Larnaca. So with the sun having set, it was time for some dinner. And I guess being in a Greek-speaking place, all of the Greek being spoken around me made me want Greek food. So I headed over to the nearest souvlaki place that looked good. I started off with a nice natural Greek soda and a Greek salad. And then being at a restaurant named Souvlaki, I had some souvlaki. If you're not familiar, souvlaki is basically the Greek version of shish kebab or shashlik. But don't worry, I'll also be tasting some local Cypriot food later in the video. And today I want to head over to the beach, and to be honest, that city beach they have in Larnaca is quite dirty, so I thought I'd head out a little bit and see something that's not as urban. So that meant another bus ride, and this time it costed 4 euros, and it's about an hour-long bus ride. But this island is very peculiar in the sense that a part of the island is in the country of Turkey, another part of the island is the country of Cyprus, where I am right now, and then a few small parts of the island are actually still a part of the United Kingdom. And this bus will actually take me through a part of the United Kingdom and then back into the country of Cyprus. So technically today I'll be visiting 2 countries. And this island really is a little bit peculiar. I mean, I just drove through a part of the UN buffer zone, and now I'm technically in the United Kingdom on some kind of Air Force base. So soon I'll be back in Cyprus, where I actually want to be.
Yeah, there is that.
Right. Stay here. You let slide over the police. You can see the camera from the office.
Thanks. Weird, very weird bus. Apparently you need to like request the stops before you get on the bus or something. But everyone's going to the same place, to the beach. So anyway, the guy finally stopped and we're at the beach. Or we're near the beach at least, I think. Let's see if we can find a beach. Seem to be a lot of people going around on bike here and with these little under like dune buggy thingies. And I don't know what else. It just feels like a beach town. And it ended up just being a few blocks from the little highway or, well, busier road area over to the first beach that I'm going to visit today. But there's actually a kind of long line of beaches all along the coast here. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of beach hopping. And it's pretty cool. It turns out that there's like an underwater sculpture museum here. But I didn't even bring my goggles, so I'm definitely not going to be seeing anything underwater. I'm not even talking about that. I don't even know how to do any kind of diving or even snorkeling or any of that stuff. So I'm definitely not going to be able to witness the beauty of the underground sculpture park here, but you should. And this beach is really sandy too. It's really nice, but you do have to pay $2.50 for a sunbed and then another $2.50 for an umbrella. So I'm actually going to go over to the next beach. It's just a short walk away, which is the original beach that I was planning to visit. And then I'm going to see if it's not a little bit of a better deal over there. Maybe it's not, but actually that beach looked like even slightly better and more geared towards just chilling at the beach. There's no underwater sculpture park there. And now I'm getting over to that other beach that I wanted to check out that's more geared towards swimming. This beach, if I'm pronouncing it right, is called Vathia Ionia Beach. And in my opinion, the really important question here is how much does it cost to get a sunbed and an umbrella? Hello.
Hello.
Do we just pay you here or do you just come to us?
Have a seat anywhere.
Okay.
I'm only on the sunbed umbrella.
Okay.
If you want the coffee something, you can store out there.
All day price, $2.50 per bed?
$2.50 each. $2.50 sunbed, $2.50 umbrella.
Okay, so $7.50
together.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Some kind of strange seaweed in part of this beach. But actually, this beach is just a little bit like too much for me. It's like Thai massages going on and a lot of tourist restaurants. So I thought I'd just make a little stop here because I'm getting a little bit parched and a little bit tired. So I'm going to try the Cypriot rendition of the Greek frappe. This is €7, right? All right, cool. Thanks. Euro? Yeah, euro. Let's see about this frappe. I don't know if it's more popular here, but this has whole ice cubes in it. It's not blended like in Greece. Yeah, that definitely needs a lot of sugar. Got it without sugar because I wasn't sure if it should have sugar. It definitely needs sugar. Lots of sugar. You should really get this at the beginning and not put it in after because cold drinks are hard to put sugar in. And they always come with a straw, but at least they seem to have banned plastic straws over here, so that's nice. This is a paper straw. But somehow I just can't seem to make up my mind today, not at all. But I had a little chat, and it turns out that the first beach that I was at over there is probably the best one if I want to avoid the masses. And I think I want to avoid the masses, so I'm just taking that little 5-minute walk back, and I'm gonna go, finally, enjoy the Cypriot beach. And just like that, I found my beach spot for the day. And the good news is I don't even have to pay anything at all because I found a little spot in the shade. So I am finally going to go into the water. But this beach did turn out to be a nice one to visit, and luckily it's a lot sandier and a lot cleaner than the ones over in Larnaca. But the thing is, it's getting kind of late, so I've got to head over to the bus and get back to Larnaca pretty soon. Back home. He's home for 3 days. This space. 2 tickets, please. Okay. So it's
okay, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This bus is full to the brim. Is it every day like this? Every day? Popular beach. Yeah. You work at the beach? Not a lifeguard. And another little detour through the United Kingdom. It's still packed, but I gotta see. But after this bus ride, I have become a lot less convinced about the public transport over here in Cyprus. And it's fine, it's an experience if you're just visiting here for a few days. But if you lived here, you definitely need a vehicle or some other solution. Now apparently someone actually passed out on the bus because it's so full. But they seem to be okay now. We're on our way again. And I would say that I'll have never been happier to get off a bus, but that would actually be a lie. Because back when I was traveling in Peru, I took about a 30-hour bus ride from Cusco over to Lima, and the driver decided not to let anybody use the toilet for the whole ride. But we're just pulling into the Larnaca city limits, and I'm really hungry, so once I get off the bus, I'm gonna go find some food. So after some quick cat therapy, I headed over to Dimitri's kebab house to try out some local food. The Cypriot salad was a perfect start to the meal, and despite some similarities with Greek salad, the softer cheese and coriander really differentiate the flavor. But then came the mixed grilled plate, with a nice mix of local meat and cheese, and of course accompanied by some french fries. That's exactly the kind of food you want after a long day out. But while I had a really great dinner at Dimitri's, the next day things would go downhill a little bit when it came to food. But it's already come to Sunday, which is my last full day over here in Cyprus. And I've got to say, this morning or early afternoon, I did make a little bit of a mistake. I hadn't eaten breakfast and I was pretty hungry, and I woke up late today because yesterday, I was just sitting in the sun for so long that I was kind of tired. And I've been traveling for about a month straight, so there's that. But anyway, after sitting around for a few hours just editing some videos for you, I got pretty hungry. So I took a look, and it looked like there was a pretty solid Indian restaurant near me. Except when I got there and ordered my food, it turns out it was anything but solid. So in the end, I wasn't feeling that great after I ate that, and I had to rest just a bit more. But now, with just my last few hours over here in Cyprus, I've decided to head a little bit south to the airport. But not because my flight is in a few hours or anything like that. No, actually because there's a really cool beach over here, and it's a whole lot nicer than that one that they've got in the middle of Larnaca. This beach is called Mackenzie Beach, and on Sunday it's pretty hopping, but it's also a really nice place to watch the airplanes take off and land. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of that and a little bit of swimming over in the water. And whether you're into watching flights land and take off or not, this place is pretty cool. There is kind of this battle for the loudest music going on over at the beach, so that's a little bit, I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. Well, on second thought, they might just be trying to drown out the constant sound of airplanes. But with just a few days over here in Cyprus, it feels like I hardly got to know the place. Though I can say that Larnaca can be interesting, and there's some nice stuff nearby. So if time allows in the future, I'll probably come back here, and I might check out places like Paphos or Limassol, or even cross over to the Turkish part. But that's about it for this video, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to give it a like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for many more travel videos.